Strap on your seatbelts, gamers, because in today's video, we're going to the moon. We're back playing some more humongous entertainment point-and-click adventures, and this time we're playing Putt Putt Goes to the Moon. Which, if I'm up to date on my Putt Putt lore, is the direct sequel to Putt Putt Joins the Parade, which was the last game that we did about 2 weeks ago. And just like last time, I'll be playing on the 3DO version of the game, and that's because we're once again hunting some retro achievements, which will have us doing additional challenges and reward us for finding some of the more uncommon interactions. If you're new to the channel, my name's Nostalgic Juice, and I'm on a quest to revisit all the nostalgic games I grew up with, focusing on achievement hunting, 100% completions, and challenges. So if you like that sort of thing, then make sure you subscribe for more videos just like this. With that said, let's get this moon party started. The game starts with the grand opening of the Cartown Fireworks Factory. And before we do anything, we have our first achievement for interacting with this trash can. We just need to stay persistent and keep clicking on it until this cat lets us give him some pets. And just like that, we got our very first achievement. We head over to the fireworks factory owned by Mr. Firebird, who offers to give us the grand tour as long as we agree not to touch the lever next to the do not touch sign. So naturally, we're definitely going to be touching that at some point, but first we can make our own fireworks. We can stuff it full of fillings and we'll get an achievement for adding in a little bit of everything. So we give it some stars, some squiggles, and some hearts, and then once we're done, we fire it off and get our achievement, as well as scare off every dog in the neighborhood because in this city you can just use fireworks whenever you want apparently. But our dog Pep isn't afraid of anything, not even the giant sign that says do not touch. And that lever activates a giant firework that Mr. Firebird has been experimenting with, and after it zips around the room, it scoops us up and we go flying out the factory and into outer space. I'm just glad this firework was a dud, otherwise it would have exploded and this game would have traumatized children everywhere. We goof around floating in space for a bit until we make our way to the moon, which gets us our next achievement.
Do you know the way back to Earth?
No, we just got here. We're from Kansas.
As we make our way forward, Pep goes running off into this cave. No wonder that's how we found him in the first game. You can't stop this guy from running off into caves. We play a little maze minigame to get him back, which gets us an achievement, and then while we're crossing this very sketchy looking bridge, it falls apart and we're stuck inside the Mountain Dew River. We honk our horn for help and we're rescued by our new friend Rover. He tells us his tragic backstory about how he came to the moon with some astronauts who left him behind with nothing but a picture of the moon, which he doesn't even want, so he gives it to us. Rover's also trying to find his way back to Earth, so we agree to work together. He takes us into town to the ice cream shop, which just happens to be a broken rocket ship. The owners agree to sell us the rocket for 10 moon crystals, but we'll also have to find some additional parts to get it up and running. So our goal now is to find the missing rocket parts, and then find 10 moon crystals to buy the rocket so we can get back home. So we split up with Rover and go track down what we need. And I decided to start our search in the Cosmic Dust Diner. And before we do anything, you guys know me, if I see an arcade machine, I just gotta play it. So we take a little break from our adventure to play some Bear Stormin'. The game is very simple, we just have to fly our plane, popping balloons to refill our fuel meter and avoiding obstacles. We have 2 achievements for beating levels 14 and 25, and of course I was thinking this is a baby game made for literal children, so it shouldn't be too difficult. That is, until we reach level 14 and the game decides, okay, you've had your fun, now you have to start the levels with no fuel. So we really have to hit all those balloons now because we're running on fumes. Oh, and I hope you were paying attention because not all balloons are equal. You thought 2 red balloons were better than 1 blue balloon? Sorry, wrong answer, bucko, enjoy your crash landing. We managed to beat the level on the second try and got the achievement, which is named Difficulty Curve, and they were not kidding about that. After level 14, the game just gets a lot harder. And the worst part is, I was goofing around a lot at first, so I was actually down to my last life after level 14, and it took me a while to get to this point, and I knew if I died here, I have to start the entire game over again, so I'm just sitting here, a grown-ass man playing this baby game for children, and I'm just sweating my ass off trying not to get a game over here. And there were some very close calls. But being the elite professional gamer that I am, I managed to weave my way through the remaining levels without crashing, and we got our achievement once we cleared level 25. I decided to keep going just to see how far I can go and ended up crashing on level 27. I decided to do a little bit of experimenting after that, and I learned that for the first 13 levels before the game cuts off your starting fuel, you can just keep your plane at the top of the screen and then put the emulator on fast forward, and that will get you through each level. So if you do fail getting to level 25 and you have to start over, that will save you some time as you can essentially skip half the levels. But for the rest of them, because you have to scavenge for fuel, you'll have to actually play those ones. If you're about to run out of fuel, make sure you do so at the top of the screen because as you fall down, if you hit a balloon, you'll be able to keep going for a little bit. And all of the hazards that insta-kill you are on the ground. The flying enemies just lower your fuel if you hit them, but they don't directly cause you to crash. After grinding for an hour at the arcade, we take a well-earned break at the bar and drink some radioactive soda, which causes Putt Putt to change colors for a few seconds. And if we drink 3 of any colored soda, the color change will become permanent. So we chug down some Mountain Dew Voltage until Putt Putt turns blue, and that gets us another achievement. Getting back to our journey home, we head to City Hall and meet the Mayor of the Moon. There's a rack of keys here, which he says he gives out to good deed doers, so we have to keep our eyes out for an opportunity to do a good deed. Maybe we could have done one here at the basketball park by helping out these alien kids with something, but Putt Putt just couldn't resist the urge to dunk on them. And while that isn't exactly a good deed, it does get us another achievement. I thought maybe we can do a good deed by helping out in the salon, giving customers makeovers, but I just once again couldn't resist the intrusive thoughts, and just decided to turn them into abominations instead. Maybe if I run him over and put him out of his misery, the mayor will consider that a good deed. As we explored around, we meet up with Rover again, who found the steering wheel that was on top of a cliff, but he couldn't reach it. And even working together, it was just out of reach, but seeing as Pep got us into this mess, it's only fair that we use him to help us get out of it. So with the power of teamwork, we grabbed the steering wheel and now we're one step closer to getting home. We found an observatory where we can go stargazing, and if we interact with the planets on the wall, we can learn some fun facts about all the planets in our solar system.
Uranus is the largest and is the hottest object in our solar system.
Wow!
Once we interact with all the planets, that gets us another achievement, and there's another one that we can get for listening to all the different radio announcements by clicking on our radio.
Astronomers have spotted a small purple dot on the moon. Astronomers have confirmed the moon's small purple dot is indeed Putt Putt.
But I'm not purple, I'm blue. Is there an imposter Putt Putt among us? One thing to note is this is considered a missable achievement because one of the radio messages can only be heard back on Earth at the start of the game. If you do miss it, it's not really a big deal, you can just start a new game and you can get this achievement as soon as you get to the moon. I just forgot to do it until now. Next we meet these aliens who challenge us to a game of tag. The aliens pop out of these holes and we have to tap them before they disappear. And they'll pay us moon crystals for finding them. We can play this game as many times as it takes to get enough crystals for the rocket, but for retro achievements, we have to do a perfect game by not missing any of them. Which is no problem at all if you're playing on PC, but we're playing on controller, so it was a little bit tricky. But after a few tries, we were able to get it, along with the crystals we need to afford the rocket. Then down that road, we reach a big mansion and have to play a round of Simon Says on the wall to open the doors. Inside there, we meet the Moon Man, who's lived for thousands of years, but somehow has no idea what he looks like. I guess mirrors don't exist on the moon. So we trade him that picture of the moon that Rover gave us for the nose cone of the rocket ship that he has lying around. Which is just a bad deal for him. I mean, the picture doesn't even have his beard, but I guess he has no way of knowing that. So we'll just take the rocket part and run. But before we leave, if we tap on this chest enough times, we get a special interaction for another achievement.
Hey diddle diddle, the cat in the fiddle.
The cow jumped over the moon.
And the little dog laughed. To see such sport. And the dish ran away with the spoon.
And we can actually get one more achievement here, which was a little bit confusing. The achievement is for having the aliens who live in the green goo cheer for you. And I thought maybe that was referring to the green goo that we got stuck in when we got here. But to get this one, you actually have to play another round of Simon Says, and if you make it to 10 rounds, then the aliens will pop out to cheer for you. There's no time limit to the Simon Says game, so you can just write down the pattern if you want to cheat at a game made for children. It's okay, I won't judge you because that's exactly what I did. Now I just need some rocket fuel, so we headed to the gas station and found a note that says the owner is hanging out at the Moon Bubble Apartments, and so we head there to go on a wild goose chase. We started at apartment 1D, but the little alien princess says he just left to apartment 4C. So we take the elevator and head up there, but then the two-headed robot lady says he's at apartment 3B. I don't know why this guy is just bouncing around all over these apartments, but we finally tracked him down. So we head back to the gas station and he just gives us the rocket fuel for free. I guess he's also trying to get a good deed key or something. Speaking of which, I went back to the mayor because surely I must have done a good deed by now, but apparently that's not the case. He suggests that we check out the bridge above the Mountain Dew because, and I quote, everyone is always falling into there. Which sounds to me like that should be the city's responsibility to fix that, but we head over there anyway, and sure enough, some alien got himself stuck in the dew. So we lift him out and then go back to collect our key. At first, I grabbed the key that just looked the coolest and that got us an achievement, but I double checked the blueprints after and figured out that we needed a specific key to start the rocket. Thankfully, we can just swap the keys out without having to do another good deed, so I grabbed the right key and that's everything we need to get home. I pay the aliens the moon crystals to buy the rocket and then use all of our items to get it ready to fly. We filled it up with fuel, slapped on the steering wheel, put the nose cone on top, and then we turned the key to start the rocket. And with that, we've officially beaten the game. We fly our rocket all the way back to Earth, and we've officially beaten Putt Putt Goes to the Moon. But you'll notice we didn't get a mastery badge after that last achievement. And that's because just like the last game, one of the achievements just didn't work for us. We were supposed to get one for buying the rocket ship, and I checked the comments on retro achievements, and apparently you have to hand the aliens the crystals from your inventory. If you just talk to them and buy it that way, then the achievement doesn't unlock. So it's a little annoying, but it's not too long to replay the game to this point, so we just did that, and once we bought the rocket a second time, our achievement popped, and now with that, we've officially mastered Putt Putt Goes to the Moon, making this my 31st mastery on retro achievements. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it's another shorter one, but I just finished Donkey Kong 64 and have started on that video. I hope it's my next one, but I know it's gonna be a big video, so I'm gonna need a little time to get it done. However, I do have some good news if you're wanting some more juice content to sip on. Besides retro games and achievement hunting, another genre of games that I really like are the simulator type games. Things like Car Shop Simulator or Gas Station Simulator and things like that. I thought about maybe doing a video on games like that for this channel, but I never got around to doing it because I felt like it doesn't really fit the nostalgic retro game vibe of this channel. So I decided that I wanted to start a new channel for that type of content, and there's already a few videos up there to check out if you guys are interested. The editing style is also going to be different on that channel too. I'm doing more like early 2000s Let's Play style content on that channel rather than the highly edited type of videos I usually make on here. So it's going to be a completely different flavor of juice, but I'm having a lot of fun with the games that we're playing on that channel, so I'll have a link in the description for any of you guys who want to check it out. With that said, I think that's going to wrap up today's video, gamers. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, likes and comments are very much appreciated. Those engagements really help the channel grow and reach new people. If you don't know what to comment, then recommend me some games to try out on the new channel. If you want to hang out live while we do some achievement hunting, then feel free to follow me over on Twitch, where I try to stream once or twice a week. And we also have a community Discord server if you're interested in that. Links will be in the description down below. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.